So the topic we looked at today was affective computing, which is where computers are able to read our emotions and give us notifications based on them and give us different responses based on our emotions. I think this is definitely an interesting topic to look into, and I think the potential of it is pretty great. I found it quite interesting though that when they were talking about emotions in general, these most of the emotions they go across all cultures. So this actually creates a very broad reach for this technology where it can have an immediate impact in almost every culture because our emotional responses are pretty general across the board. I think this panel was interesting and I really enjoyed watching it, and I think it went into some issues with this technology that we had talked about previously as far as privacy and security. Specifically, Ken and Raina went into this issue, and Raina discussed that they asked their users for permission in order to take these videos for facial recognition and for facial analysis in order to get these emotional feedbacks from ads and other applications that they have. So they do want permission from the users, and in certain cases they don't require that if the user doesn't want that. Ken, though, kind of equated the whole situation to credit card usage on the internet, where we know that it's vulnerable on the internet. We know that there's many hacks that have happened in the news, yet we still have our credit cards on the internet. So in this case, the benefit outweighs the risk. And so if the benefit of this affective computing outweighs the risks, that is a good trade-off for the user. Raina also went into saying where it's important to educate the user on what the potential of this data is. She said for the most part, once the data is generated, there's really no danger for the user as far as facial anything. It pretty much is just data where they're not really concerned about the identity of the user. Another thing that one of the big points that I got from this panel was that we as humans are very good at reading the emotions of others. We as humans are very interpersonal. We want to communicate with others. We want to have community. That's just who we are as humans. And while others are better at it than some, we all do kind of want that community and those connections. And so we are good at reading emotions of others generally, but we actually are not good at reading our own emotions for the most part. And so that's kind of where I think the potential of this technology is. Mary went into this where she talked about, this technology can give us notifications saying, hey, you're stressed this week more so than you were last week. What's wrong? And I think this technology it's great, and I think the potential of it's amazing. I think, though, it should lead us to reflection once we get these notifications instead of being a substitute for reflection. I think if the technology is just trying to make us happy all the time, I don't think that's necessarily what we need as humans. I think there are times as humans where we do need to feel emotions. We need to feel happy. We need to feel sad. We need to feel angry. That's just what it is to be human. And so I don't think if this technology pacifies our emotions, I don't like that. I think if it leads to reflection, I think that's the best thing. I think if I get a notification, hey Tully, you're stressed this week. What's happening? I can think about it and say, oh, I did this, and this week. Maybe I shouldn't do that, and lead to my own personal reflection rather than having to rely on the technology to make me happy again. But in general, I think this technology definitely has a lot of potential, and I think it will go as far as users allow it to go. If the buy-in is great, we'll see this technology all over the place. I don't foresee it being everywhere maybe, but I do think in little aspects I think we'll see it. Maybe with the notifications. I think that's definitely the next place we'll see this technology. Alright, thank you.